adventure games of today owe much to the venerable beat-em-up, an antiquated genre that's been a sustaining part of the industry since the days of the Power Glove. Now, about as fashionable as leg warmers, the genre has made a few fleeting attempts at a comeback with little success. But just maybe, it'll take the affable Castle Crashers, with its solid gameplay and quirky production values, to earn the genre its place among the stalwarts once again. Built as a brawler with RPG trimmings, Castle Crashers employs a number of features reminiscent of those found in classics like Guardian Heroes. With mounts and the ever-popular chicken leg and the breakable barrel, the old-school influences are certainly present, and there are more than a few nods to the developer's previous work, Alien Hominid. Character building plays a big part of the experience. Leveling up characters earns them beefier stats in strength, defense, and agility. Magic produces the most visible effect of all, gradually transforming your character's weak arcane spurts into fearsome blasts of power. These stats can then be mixed and matched with the various weapons and mounts dispersed throughout the game, producing a good number of possible character permutations. Whack mobs with the trout, pelt enemies with speedy arrows, or send foes packing with noxious plumes of poison. There's plenty of room for your Crasher to grow into its own. Tethering it all in place is an overworld map that breaks up the stages and roadside pit stops into Mario World-style markers. You can advance to the next stage or retread old ground for grinding and treasure hunting. The level-by-level flow easily adapts to your immediate goals, facilitated by auto-saving checkpoints between each stage. The levels themselves are fairly simple, consisting of repetitive jaunts straight across the map, but the action definitely receives a jolt during the game's many boss encounters, which are sure to test wits and tickle some funny bones. The overall campaign length will vary depending on your predilection for grinding and exploration. With 20 plus levels, 26 characters to unlock, 40 weapons to find, 23 animal orbs to discover, and the aptly titled Insane Mode waiting after the first run-through, completists will have plenty to obsess over. For the challenge-obsessed, arena gauntlets can also be conquered for bonus unlockable characters, but you'll almost always want a pal to tag along for these intense bouts. Help is never too far away thanks to 4-player support through Xbox Live, a feature well implemented thanks to leaderboards. If your blood boils for competition, Castle Crashers' head-to-head multiplayer options add a nice break from the single-player action. There's a deceptive simplicity that sucks you right in, and as far as the genre is concerned, Castle Crashers is as decked out as they come. You'll be spending most, if not all, of your time bushwhacking through droves of enemy mobs. You'll start the game with the essentials, a weak and strong attack, jumping, and blocking. Over time, your repertoire will bloat to a few nifty combos, a jumping spin slash, and a number of useful items, like the bow and arrow, life potion, and a sandwich that grows your Crasher to castle size. The game gives you a lot of tools to work with, but the controls are intuitive enough to grasp even after minutes of play. The game could definitely do a little more in this regard, but you still get a good mix of swordplay, magic, and item use. If one of your compatriots falls in the heat of battle, you can bust out the CPR with timed presses of the Y button. Given the game's sometimes brutal difficulty, it's a technique you'll fall back on time and again. Doing so leaves you completely open to attack, and it adds a bit of strategy to the mix, as you'll have to choose between quick and dirty pumps or timed rhythms, depending on the situation. It's one of many small touches that adds to the ingenuity of the game, and makes it feel like more than an update to a stale genre. It may not be on the cutting edge technically, but Castle Crashers' trademark 2D style is definitely the glue that binds this quirky package together. Eyes bug out and heads fly with the Looney Tunes cartoon macabre, and the crisp sprites and smooth animations look great in fluorescent HD. Paired with the soundtrack's epic scores and techno-tinged battle themes, Castle Crashers' presentation is undoubtedly a notch up from most downloadable games. Whether crashing castles or the dusty corners of your nostalgia, these little guys score big. The gameplay is addictive and the self-referential material is charming. It also manages to hit the sweet spot between accessibility and depth that we expect from top-shelf downloadable games. It isn't too often that you see a good retro-themed game hit the market. Castle Crashers is just that.